Hi, I'm Greg Briggs, owner and president of Terra Realty and Management Group, a San Antonio, Texas-based property management company. I've been asked to provide 3 preventive maintenance tips for properties in San Antonio. The idea behind the preventive maintenance is to do something for $1 today that if you put off longer, it will cost more dollars. To illustrate this point, about 15 years ago I was working with a seller in San Antonio who had a handful of duplexes that he wanted to unload, and I had some investors that wanted to purchase them. One particular property, I'd asked this owner about the tenants, and he told me that the tenant on the left side had only been there for 3 or 4 months, and so far everything was fine. The tenant on the right side was just the perfect tenant. He'd lived there for more than 8 years, he paid his rent on time, and never called to complain about any kind of repair issues at all. So we ordered the inspections to be done. The inspector went through one side of the duplex and found very little to do on there. Goes through on the other side of the duplex and finds a couple items that were quite alarming. One is the supply line from the kitchen faucet to the dishwasher had a little teensy crack in it, and it was spraying a fine mist of water into that kitchen cabinet and the wall behind it. And the second item was that the vent pipe for the water heater and the flashing on the roof was leaking, and water had come down the pipe and into the wall and actually got into the return air chase for the air conditioning system. The problem with this is that these issues had been ongoing for quite some time. They were very easy to observe. If you'd opened up the sink to grab some dishwashing liquid, you would have seen the water leak. If you changed your air conditioner filter, you'd have pulled out your filter from the return air grill, and you'd have seen the mold growing in the return air chase. The problem was that this mold was toxic and it had spread throughout the property. So they had to have a company come out, replace the drywall, replace the kitchen cabinets, clean the air conditioner units, deal with the mold in the ducting. The problem turned out to cost over $20,000 to fix. Now, if the tenant had called right away when these issues happened, $75 to replace the supply line to the dishwasher, maybe $200, $225 to get somebody on the roof to fix the flashing. So for less than $300, these items could have been remedied, but instead it turned into a $20,000 problem. And that's why we want to deal with preventive maintenance, is to avoid that issue. So my #1 preventive maintenance tip has nothing to do with maintaining anything. It has to do with communicating. You need to communicate with your tenant needs to communicate with you, and he needs to keep you abreast of any problems that there may be out in that property. So encourage this communication. We want to know if the soap dish fell off in the shower. You know, some tenants might just duct tape it back up there, but you know what? If you fix that shower tile or the soap dish now, it's very inexpensive to do, but if the water gets behind that wall, you could be looking at $900 to $1,200 to replace that wall tile. So the first thing, the main tip, encourage communication with that tenant. Let your property manager be the one to decide if this repair issue needs to be dealt with or not, but make sure that that tenant tells the property manager of what the issue is. The second item that I recommend is do a simple walkthrough once a year on a property. It takes less than 5 minutes. This is not an elaborate inspection. It's a real simple, basic inspection. When you go through there, look underneath the kitchen and bathroom seats and shine your flashlight. Look in there and see if you see any water leak at all. Check the shower. Make sure the shower tile's all good and that the soap dish is in the right place, and check to see if water's splashing outside that shower that's causing any damage to sheetrock or not. When you're going through the unit, look at the windows, check for any obvious signs of water leakage, and look around on the roof. And since you're out at the property, you might as well go ahead and walk the exterior of the dwelling and check to see if you have any tree limbs that are going to be on the roof or getting close to it in a windstorm. My third item that I like to talk about is the air conditioner filter and keeping it changed monthly. This starts when the tenant signs the lease. You need to educate them on what is expected of them and changing this filter monthly, how it will save them money in the long run and avoid future repair bills. So my 3 items that I really recommend you deal with: communicate with your tenant, walk the property once a year, educate the tenant, and make sure that they're changing those air conditioner filters. If you'd like to talk about these issues or learn more about what Terra Realty can do for you, please feel free to give us a call at 210-349-9966 or check us out at our website, terrarealtysa.com. Thank you.